What is up, guys? Today we're going to be watching scary animations. We're only going to be watching like 2 or 1. I don't know, but I'm watching with Brody. My dog is on him, so yeah, we're giving full credit. We're going to be watching IMR Scary Tales. Full credit to them. If you want to go watch more scary stories animated, go watch them. And yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to them. And because I really like watching their videos personally. And by the way, we're not sponsored. No sponsors, okay? But yeah, we're going to be watching that. I'll try to keep it down for you guys so you guys can hear me react. Here. I don't even think it's on. Alright. Well, let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it. This way. Oh, it's quiet. Shoot, that's loud. But I don't care. Alright.
Sandra joined our school in the middle of the term. She was an awfully quiet and shy girl. She used to sit in the last bench of the class, hiding her face behind notebooks. I kind of felt bad for her, so one day I decided to interact with her. I went to her table during lunch, as she was eating alone. I said in a polite voice, "Hi, I'm Riley. Can I join you?"
Riley?
I was stunned to see someone finally talking to her in school. She looked at me with her tired eyes and said, sure, go ahead and sit down." The more I talked to her, the more I realized she was just any other normal child.
I know, sorry guys,
Trying
to eat some candy.
We eventually became friends, and we often hung out together in school. One day, Sandra came to our school with puffy, sleepless eyes. She was looking very sick, and I asked her, "Hey, are you okay?" I saw tears roll down her eyes. She didn't tell me what was wrong, but she just said, "Things aren't very good at my house. I have to look after my mom, which is why I'm so tired." After I got home that day, I told my mom about Sandra. My mom appreciated me being a friend to her in her difficult times. Later, I invited Sandra to my birthday party. It was more of a pool-themed birthday party with some of my other friends. Everyone was having a good time, until a friend of mine named Matthew got up on our high pool platform to jump. As soon as he got up, he called for all of our attention. Suddenly, my eyes went to Sandra, and I saw her face turn pale. Someone actually jumped in the pool, and I heard a loud screaming voice. Everyone turned to look, and they saw Sandra screaming and then fainting on the ground. My parents called her home from.
Sorry, guys.
Picked up. After lying in bed for about 10 to 15 minutes, Sandra finally opened her eyes.
Should have just did that at all.
She started to apologize for her unusual behavior. No, we were only worried about her health in that moment. I told her it was absolutely fine, and when I asked how she was feeling, she replied, "I better go home. My mom must be worried." My father then replied, "Yeah, we tried to call your house, but no one picked up." Sandra looked at us with an even more embarrassing face and said, maybe she's sleeping. I better go home now." I called out to her, "Wait for my dad and we'll drop you off." Before I could finish, she quickly took her bag and bolted out of our house. I felt really weird about her behavior that day.
I watched this, guys. It's really good, but I'm not going to do any spoils.
3 times that night, but she didn't pick up once.
That's pretty good.
She didn't come to school for the next 3 days. During lunch, Matthew said, "I always felt there was something wrong with that girl. I don't know why you would want to be her friend, Riley." I felt bad hearing a comment like that. I decided to call her back that night. After I came home, I called her again. And this time she picked up my call.
Well,
I said in an exciting voice, "Sandra, where are you? Why are you coming to school? Is everything all right?" She replied in a calm voice, "Yeah, I'm doing fine. I just stayed back home to take care of my mother.
you already know her mother is sick."
I realized she was in a tough situation, so I said, "Yeah, I understand that. Listen, I was thinking I could bring you to class assignments
What if
myself.
she killed her
I was
mom?
thinking I could stay over so that I could help you regarding the studies."
That's probably what
I
happened.
knew she badly needed a friend, but was too scared to ask for help, so I volunteered. I was waiting for a reply because she was hesitating. Sandra said, "You want to stay at my house? Riley, I would really appreciate your help right now, but..." She was cut off. Someone suddenly grabbed the phone from her, and a squeaky female voice took over the call. "Hi, It's me, Sandra's mother, Lucy Cooper. Sandra spoke to me about you. You're such a sweet girl, Riley. I'd love to have you over this Saturday at our house. Do I need to talk to your parents? Everything happened so fast. I could barely figure things out.
What if her mom abuses
Said in
her?
an awkward tone. No, it's fine. I'll be there on Saturday, Mrs. Cooper. Thank you. She replied in the same squeaky voice. We'll be waiting for you, Riley. And disconnected the phone before I could speak to Sandra. I told my mom that I had been invited to a sleepover at Sandra's house, and that she needed help with her homework and also a friend in a tough situation. My mom agreed to let me go, but she told me to take her cell phone. She was probably just worried about leaving her daughter completely alone with a sensitive little girl and her ill mother. But I couldn't stop thinking about one thing. If Sandra's mother was so ill, how did she sound so fine over the phone? Anyways, I packed my bag on Saturday morning. My dad decided to drive me to Sandra's house.
I would
After
not
driving for
go
20
there.
minutes max, we reached in front
I
of the
probably
tall
would.
apartment. My father honked the car horn twice, and I saw Sandra coming out of the gate. She smiled at me and greeted me. I smiled back at her, and then she turned towards my dad and said, "Would you like to come upstairs, Mr. Miller?" My dad smiled and replied, "No thanks, Sandra. I have to leave for some important work. Bye, Riley, and be good. Take care, Sandra." My dad got into the car and drove.
Okay. Well, she didn't murder
Sandra
her
showed me the
mom.
way.
At
We
least.
started to go upstairs. She said,
I think her mom
"This is
abuses
an old
her.
apartment, hence the elevator often gets out of order. There are some issues regarding maintenance." The stairway did look old, and the apartment was extremely quiet.
Okay.
I realized very few people live here. Sandra's apartment was on the 4th floor, and by the time we reached the apartment, I was panting like a dog. I sat down on the couch in the living room. Sandra's mom, Mrs. Cooper, came from the kitchen with lemonade.
Ooh.
She was a thin,
Ew.
bony-looking lady. Even though her voice sounded lively over the phone, her face looked extremely pale. Her eyes looked tired, and there were streaks of white hair showing a sign of premature aging. I smiled awkwardly and said, "Thank you for having me, Mrs. Cooper." She smiled really big and said,
Whoa.
"Sandra hardly brings any of her friends home. Maybe she's embarrassed by me." Then looked at Sandra with her big smile, and Sandra said, "Don't say that, Mom. Among the other school kids, Riley is the only one nice to me." One thing I noticed about Mrs. Cooper is that her eyes kept strolling here and there, as if she was looking for someone. "Mom, what's
What?
for dinner?" Sandra then said. Mrs. Cooper suddenly came back to her senses and replied, "I'm making a special chicken pasta for you. Sandra, take Riley to your room. I'll call you when dinner's ready." Sandra then took me to her room. On the way to her room, I saw another room on the left, but that room was locked. I thought to ask whose room it was, but I held back my unnecessary curiosity. Sandra and I sat on our bed, and we started to talk. I told her what was happening around school. We then discussed our assignments and had a good time. She was laughing and smiling. I was talking to her when suddenly my eyes went to the half-shut door of the room and my stomach dropped. I saw a pair of creepy white eyes
shoot.
watching me. The stare was so still that it reminded me of a dead person's eyes.
Whoa.
Sandra followed my eyes and said in an awkward voice, What is it, Mom?" Mrs. Cooper then walked inside the room. She then said in a low voice, "Dinner is ready, girls. I came to tell you that." After she left the room, Sandra looked at me and said, "Excuse my mom's behavior. Her mental state is not that well. She means no harm, Riley." I didn't say anything, just smiled back at her uncomfortably. The way her mom was watching me was really creepy.
Dang.
Anyway, we finished our dinner, and I thanked Mrs. Cooper for the delicious meal. She then said, "It was my
That
pleasure
don't look
having
like
a
any
sweet girl
chicken
like you at our
pasta.
house. You know,
That's not
Sandra's
chicken
older
pasta.
sister Samantha was just like
I
you.
know me some chicken
Always
pasta
looking
when I
after
see
her
it.
little sister.
Actually, I'm just kidding. I
And
don't.
one day, she then got lost in her own thoughts. Sandra immediately said, "Let's go to sleep now. Mom, you should go to sleep too. You need a rest." Mrs. Cooper smiled and went to her room. She didn't even finish what she was eating. I, on the other hand, was shocked to hear Sandra have a sister. I arranged my sleeping bag and finally asked her, "You didn't tell me you have a sister?" A sense of surprise and discomfort lit up Sandra's face. She replied in a hesitant voice, "Yeah, but she doesn't live with us anymore. Thanks for coming and helping me with my assignments today, Riley. I will join the school very soon." I realized she was not willing to talk about her sister, so I just went to sleep. Fast forward to around 2:30 a.m., and I woke up thirsty. There was no water in the room, so I went to the kitchen. The house was in complete darkness. The moonlight coming from the windows helped me make my way. I drank my glass of water, But as soon as I turned back, I saw a figure standing in the main door of the
Is she a
apartment.
stalker or
At
something?
first I was going to scream, thinking someone broke in. And then I noticed the eyes and realized it was Sandra's mom. She was standing with that same lifeless stare and watching me. I said, "Oh, Mrs. Cooper, you almost scared me. Why are you up so late? Is everything all right?" He smiled and said, "I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd go get some fresh air. You want to join me?" At that point, I was actually a guest in her house, so out of gratitude, I couldn't say no to her. Also,
shoot.
I thought instead of waking up Sandra, I could take care of Mrs. Cooper for a while. I agreed to accompany her. We came out of the apartment. It was a warm summer night. She then said in a whispering voice, "Come with me," and started to walk upstairs. I followed her, and we came to the 5th floor balcony. The wind was rushing, the sky was full of stars, and the moon stood right in front of my eyes. Mrs. Cooper stood near the balcony and breathed heavily. I said in a hesitant voice, "So do you come here often, Mrs. Cooper?" Mrs. Cooper didn't reply. She kept staring at the bottom of the apartment. She was literally too close to the edge, which freaked me out. I said nervously, "It's getting late now. Let's go back, Mrs. Cooper. Sandra will get worried if she wakes up and sees we are gone." Mrs. Cooper didn't move, and she didn't say anything. She just kept staring at the bottom of the apartment.
What the
All
heck?
of a sudden,
Is she gonna jump?
looked at me with her creepy wide eyes and said, "Jump." I was
What?
obviously shocked. I replied, "Sorry, what?" She then grabbed my hand and repeated herself. Out of fear of this sudden violence in her behavior, I started to scream. "Mrs. Cooper, what are you doing? Let me go." She kept screaming in the same voice. "Jump. I said jump." Samantha didn't hesitate to jump. Then why are you so afraid?
Wait,
I screamed,
is Samantha her sister?
Yeah. They rushed towards us, and Sandra came running upstairs crying.
wait a second.
"Mom, Samantha's dead. Why can't you accept that?" Mrs. Cooper fainted onto the floor. After screaming for one last time,
Oh my
I called
God.
parents instantly, and they took me home that night. My father arranged an ambulance and admitted Mrs. Cooper to the hospital. Sandra is now living with us until her mom gets well. We came to know that 2 years back, her older sister Samantha jumped from the 5th floor balcony and committed suicide.
Oh
Mom couldn't
no.
take the shock and turned out to be
That's so
delusional.
sad.
If I'm being honest, I feel really bad for them. It was both sad and scary to see what the loss of a loved one did to their family.
That's what I don't feel that bad for her. Well, I'm gonna end it there. There is IMR Scary Tales. So yeah. If you want to go watch more of my videos, just scroll down, you'll find some, or click on my icon. And if you want to watch some of these videos, just search up IMR Scary Tales. Here, I'll show you. It's right here. IMR Scary Tales. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it. Peace.